For those who are unaware, this church has a long-standing relationship with a community and school called Lott's Creek. Although Middleburg Missionaries has worked in many different communities over the years, our longest relationship dating back to even before 2000 is with Lott's Creek, Kentucky. The school was established back in the 1930s by Alice Sloan. Alice's niece, Alice Whitaker, is the current director, and Alice is now 85 years old.
This year, Middleburg Missionaries youth and adults combined with youth and adults from Lakewood Presbyterian Church. There was a total of 13 youth and 8 adults. Aaliyah, our youth director, who is also the youth director at Lakewood Presbyterian, was the glue that held us all together. She had a schedule, work groups, Bible study, vespers, crafts, and discussions. Sandy and Gail planned and prepared all the meals, while George, Danny, and Ed set about figuring out the work projects and leading them. The other adults, Laura, Pastor Jim, and Kari, chaperoned and led projects as well. The youth were fun and funny, and the personal growth we witnessed over our few days in Kentucky was amazing. Most had never been on a mission trip or a work trip, and were kind of surprised that they were expected to work. One person said they thought we were going to give stuff to poor people. Despite these misconceptions, over the course of our 3 work days, the youth pulled together, increased their commitment to the completion and perfection of the jobs, and took pride in their work. Early on the day we arrived, there was lots of drama. 2 Lott's Creek staff members had quit. One of them, John, was the main contact with work groups, shepherding and instructing and overseeing groups, as well as getting supplies for them. Alice was kind of frazzled. She had just moved back from the log cabin where she had stayed for several months while her home, which was severely damaged in the flood 2 years ago, was being repaired. The foundation had shifted due to the rush of water coming down the mountain during the torrential rains in 2022. When we arrived, she was surrounded by unpacked boxes in her home, wondering how she could manage without John. Like her close friend, Franny Millward, the founder of Church Street Ministries, Second Mile Outreach in Berea, Alice determined to practice flexibility, one of Franny's favorite words. We assured her that it would be all right, we could manage, and try to help as best we could. We had several experienced folks who were not at all daunted by the situation. They jumped in to assess potential jobs, diagnose and repair existing plumbing problems in the dorms where we stay, pick up needed supplies, and even transport their food pantry order of food from another town an hour away to the food pantry in Lott's Creek.
We cleaned classrooms and windows at the school, weeded and mulched garden beds, trimmed shrubbery, distributed food at the food pantry, painted ceilings in a home, repaired and rebuilt plumbing and screens in the dorms, and set up projects for the next group coming. These are not huge achievements, but lots of little necessary tasks that will make a difference this summer and beyond to the people of Lott's Creek. We are so grateful for our many prayer partners, those who sustained us with messages of encouragement, prayers for our safety and well-being, and prayers for the people of Lott's Creek that we were privileged to serve.
I am so grateful for the opportunity to be able to go to Lott's Creek this year, and for this church and the connection that we have with them. The youth really had no idea what they were getting themselves into when they signed up for this. Most of them went on the retreat last year, which was pretty cushy with fancy cabins and air conditioning, and they were expecting a little bit of the same thing. But we had a lot of really great discussions in addition to the work this week. If you see our t-shirts, it says, "It's giving me life to give back to others." And we talked about how a healthy body that's living needs all of the parts, and it doesn't matter if we have different talents or different ways of doing it, but we do need to work together. And they learned that they need to work together on each of those projects to make them come to completion. We also talked about how we can have a new life through our faith and through God, and that we can get rid of our old ways of doing things and really come alive with new purpose. And finally, we also talked about how faith without works is dead. So if our faith is to be alive, we need to put it to work. And boy, they did. Some of the ones who were dragging their feet the most at the beginning of the week were, by the end, skipping breaks and finding projects to do before they were assigned. And they really did have some deep discussions. So thank you for that opportunity for them.